Yo, what to do, YouTube? Welcome back to another smooth YouTube video. I want to talk about the best characters in the game that you can feel free to relax and build up without any drawbacks at all, because these characters are very good in their roles in this particular game. Now, I just want to start off with saying JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Golden Spirits has definitely caught my attention, just like Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle has, and it has that same addictive gameplay loop, just like Dokkan has. And they have a star system, which when you get dupes for characters, you add them to a star to upgrade them to unlock passives. That is pretty fun and it's pretty crazy. And all rarities are very usable in this game. For example, I want to talk about the tanks first. Look at this. You have a rare character in this game that's on par with an SSR. Obviously, all of the JoJo characters are going to be top. They're going to be at the very top of their specific ranges. Like all S plus tier characters that are JoJo's should be at the top. We got Jonathan Joestar, we got Cujo, we got bro, Bruno's not a JoJo character, and there's no other JoJo character in this agility just yet. Range is Caesar Zeppeli. If you know, you know. Support is Koichi, and then this other support we have Journo. So I think we only have 3 JoJo characters in the game right now. We do not have Stone Ocean yet. We do not have my goat. Well, we do have my GOAT, but not the GOAT. We got old Joseph Joestar. He's technically in the game, but we don't have the actual Joseph Joestar. Then we do not have fourth JoJo. I forgot his name. I'm kind of watching his right now, but I just kind of want to briefly touch over that real quick. Let's start with our tanks in the game. Rubber Soul. So he is a single target AoE and support for the entire team as a tank. He's a defense specialist, right? So his strength is that he's best at a single target damage, DPS, which is at a C grade. And of course, he has a lot of drawbacks being a rare character. But I bet you in PvE, he's amazing. He has AoE at 1 star. That's an A rank. That's pretty good. Scroll down real quick. All right. He has a lot of passive stuff going on. So skill 1, he absorbs all yellow temperance stacks from enemies within 2 stacks. Each stack heals Rubber Soul for 20% of his defense. This skill removes all yellow temperance stacks from nearby enemies. Cooldown 14 seconds. And then his ultimate is during combat, whenever yellow temperance deals damage or when Rubber Soul takes melee damage, he inflicts 1 stack of yellow temperance on the target or attacker. Upon casting the ultimate, deals damage equal to 400% of his defense to all enemies within 2 tiles and inflicts 1 stack of yellow temperance. For my Pokemon champion players, this is basically body press. It'll use his defense stat instead of his attack stat and deal damage. For my Pokemon heads out there. Now let's get into the fun stuff. When you get the 2nd star unlocked, he starts to get a little crazy. All right, so first passive, he increases defense and HP by 10%. He takes 6 less damage from melee attacks. Okay. I don't have any weaknesses. Whenever a unit with yellow temperance is defeated, Rubber Soul restores 6% of his max HP. This is crazy that rare characters have this much going on. Whenever yellow temperance deals damage, heals Rubber Soul for 30% of the damage dealt. Oh, Rubber Soul is just the name of this stand. Okay. I mean, that's pretty dang good if you ask me. And then, of course, we have another tank we want to talk about. Saventio, martial artist. He is from part 2. And I think he is a pillar man if I do remember my JoJo stuff correctly. He has solid single target DPS at a B grade and he heals himself in combat. His weaknesses are that he's a single target only, no AoE, no team buffs or heals, and he falls off in PvP. So in this game, you really want to do a whole lot of AoE damage because there's a lot of events that you do need AoE damage because there's a lot of wave of characters in most of these events that kind of goes down. I think maybe only World Boss may be the only time you want to bring like a single target damage dealer to kind of like break the boss. So let's scroll down. And let's look at his ribs blades, which is a very cool ability. So he strikes enemies with his rib blades, dealing damage equal to 500% of defense to all enemies within 1 tile and inflicting 2 stacks of attack down, right? And then his ultimate is he burrows into an enemy, dealing damage equal to 1200% of defense, and he restores his own HP equal to 800% for defense. For every 10% of HP missing, increases his HP restoration by 5%, which is undoubtedly freaking crazy, bro. It's ridiculous. So obviously his first passive is called Pillar Man. He increases his defense and HP by 10%, gains 1 stack of defense up for every 10 seconds. If the battle lasted for at least 20 seconds, each trigger grants an additional 1 stack of defense up. If you get that passive 2, when any ally within 2 tiles is defeated, he restores 5% of max HP and increases max HP by 5%. The max HP bonus is capped at 20%. And then the Meat Invade. Upon dealing damage, inflicts 1 stack of Meat Invade on the target. For each unit in battle affected by Meat Invade, Saventio restores 1% of its HP per second. Very good. And we also do have some recommended loadout right here. We have the support memories, is what I'm going to call them. We have a gem of inspiration. I guess it's something I haven't unlocked yet. And then we have badges. There are badges in the game, and this is the recommended loadout for this particular character. I don't know who made this site, but it is a very great resource. I will have this link down below. And I forgot to mention it at the start of this video, but I'm really doing basically like not including the SSRs outside of Journo because he's a free character we all get. By not including SSRs, I'm really going for all of the rares and super rares of some of these characters that most of you guys are going to get your hands on, and just to enlighten you on their abilities, and also to let you know that this game is completely the most friendly free-to-play game I've ever played. All you have to do is play the game and you will get top tier characters for just playing the game. And when I say that, I actually mean that, because they actually have a section in this game where they give out characters for free once every single day. You get some super rares and you get like a random SSR like every other day. So that's going to be in like a complete beginner's guide of the game, but we want to talk about the characters, right? So Saventio, we already knocked them out. Let's move on to our next category, which is Assault. Blue Ford, a rare character. If you guys remember, I believe he's that knight that Jonathan Joestar fought before he fought Dio. Blue Ford came up. He's an assault specialist as a rare. He does some pretty interesting things. I think he has self-healing. He has burst damage. He has a lot going on for himself. Let's read about it. So he has dance, macabre hair. Basically, he just whips out his great sword and he deals 180% of attack to all enemies within 2 tiles. Hitting an enemy with a basic attack reduces the skill's cooldown by 1 second, and he has a cooldown of 20 seconds. Then his ultimate is he rapidly whirls his great sword, dealing damage equal to 1000% of attack plus 20% of the target's missing HP. The damage from missing HP is capped at 500% of Blue Ford's attack. Now, when you start to put into his potential of dupes, he has nice flowers, which just increases attack and defense, not attack, and max HP by 10%. Sorry, it's a Dokkan battle thing. His second passive, when you unlock his star to 3, is he restores 1% of max HP per 3 seconds. Upon dealing damage, he drains 2% of the target's current HP, and if the target is bleed, additionally drains 1% of the target's current HP. Upon defeating an enemy, it restores 5% of HP. The lifesteal damage is capped at 40% of the character's attack. So basically, when you get to passive 2 and get him at 3 stars, he basically keeps healing himself, and he gets a little bit stronger. And I mean, bro, he just heals himself. And then he has Knight's Whisper to cap it all off. He basically inflicts 4 stacks of defense down on the target that he's hitting when he does his ultimate. And his ultimate is indeed, I think this is, no, his regular skill is all enemies. But this one right here, I'm guessing if he's whirling it around, I'm assuming this counts as an AoE attack. But think about if he's doing this, he's literally landing 4 stacks of defense down. So he's technically supporting the team by applying defensive downs. Okay, next up, let's talk about Lisa. Hormone is her special ability. By the way, some characters have stands, other characters have hormone, which is only like season 1 and 2. Then we get to 3, 4, and 5. Obviously 6 and 7, a still ball run technically is about, which is crazy because we still have one more JoJo character that is not in game, which is Jolene and still ball run. Joseph is in the game some kind of way. I don't know where he is. I don't know how to summon for him, but he's there. This guy's not in the game. Yosuke is not in the game. All right, so Lisa, the character that taught the goat how to use hormone. Right here it says her strengths are strong in PvP at an A grade. She has a reliable stun, 80% chance max, acts as an energy battery for the team. Concentrated burst is at 1,000 attack skill line. She does not have an AoE and she has light single target damage, which is fine. Scroll way down. Of course, we have to read skill 1 first and then ultimate. Lisa uses her snake muffler to leap into mid-air, becoming unselectable for 2 seconds and gaining a shield equal to 250% of her attack for 3 seconds. Following this skill, Lisa appears behind her target. And then she has the ultimate hormone punishment. She charges in a straight line toward the direction of the enemy furthest away within 4 tiles, then drags all enemies within 2 tiles along the path to the endpoint, dealing damage equal to 600% of attack to them and having 80% chance to stun them for 4 seconds. These fights are pretty quick and they don't take no more than like 30 seconds to a minute to actually do. So stunning them for 4 seconds is actually pretty big. All right, so she has the hormone coach. When you get her the skill 2, star 2, increases her attack and max HP by 10% at the beginning of each battle, and upon casting a skill, restores 100 energy for the 1 allies with the highest attack. It's pretty cool. Hormone energy, she increases shield and healing bonuses at 10% by 10%. All attacks against vampires and zombies deal additional damage equal to 1% of the target's current HP. The additional damage is capped at 300% of this character's attack. So against vampires and zombies, she goes crazy. Good. Basic attacks have a 35% chance to generate a shield equal to 100% of attack for 3 seconds. Lisa is pretty crazy. She's also a very good character, and they actually did her pretty good in this game. I think after this, we move on to the next role, which is agility. And we're going with Straizo. I think Straizo was the next character Joseph had to fight. I'm trying to remember, man. Season 1, I watched it a long time ago. But single target is his only role, and then he has an S ranking for being 3 stars. So solid single target damage, heals himself in combat, concentrated burst, and he falls off in PvP, no team support, pure offense, and then single target only, no AoE. I do not mind in strategy RPG games if someone's entire role is just damage. That's fine. You have 4 other slots you can use to help with that. That doesn't really matter to me. All right. So piddling fool, Straizo dashes toward his target from up to 4 tiles away, then deals damage equal to 100% of attack and gains 2 stacks of critical up. Then his ultimate is Straizo compresses the fluid within his eyeball and fires it forth, unleashing a penetrating attack, dealing damage equal to 800% of attack to all enemies in a straight line toward his current target, reaching up to 4 tiles away. Each enemy hit reduces the damage dealt to subsequent enemy units by 50%. down to a minimum of 100% of JoJo's attack. That is incredibly crazy. And then his three skills, well, his three passives, as you can unlock them. He increases attack and max HP 10%. This is the most common thing across a whole lot of characters. This is a rare character, so I think all of them have like the same baseline. You have Vampirism, restores 1 HP of max HP per 3 seconds upon dealing damage, drains 2% of the target's current HP, and if the target is bleed, additionally drains 1% of the target's current HP upon defeating an enemy, restores 5% of HP. The lifesteal damage is capped at 40%, pretty much like Blue 4 because they are vampires. Then you have the Hormone Neutralization. When fighting Hormone Master, JoJo is immune to additional damage caused by hormone energy effects. When attacking or being attacked, JoJo has a 10% chance to restore 40% energy. So that is good to know if we ever run across a situation where we need to bring him. Now let's go over to our single target damage dealers. The community loves Whole Horse. They all say that this bad boy does incredible single target damage. You can see he is S tier in his role right there. Scroll on down. Gunslinger. Whole Horse fires at his enemy, deals damage equal to 200% of attack, and inflicts an attack mark on the target. 15-second cooldown. Whole Horse manipulates on his ultimate bullet trajectories to snipe his enemies with precision. He fires 10 consecutive shots within 5 seconds, each dealing damage equal to 300% of the attack to the first enemy along the line between Whole Horse and his target. For every 1 stack of attack speed up Whole Horse has, he fires an additional 1 shot. Whole Horse cannot use basic attacks while channeling, and any crowd control effect will interrupt this skill, which kind of sucks. But his 3 passives increases attacking HP by 10%. Upon casting his skill, he gains 3 stacks of attack speed up, so he can keep on shooting. Whole Horse can control bullet trajectories on his second passive skill, enabling his attacks to penetrate 4% of the target's defense. His attacks against enemies with attack marks penetrate 8% of their defense. Suppressive fire. Upon landing a critical hit on an enemy within an attack mark, Whole Horse has a 25% chance to count 1 hit for the attack mark and restore 30 energy. People are doing crazy things with Whole Horse because in some of those world boss battles, you just pop in Whole Horse and just let him go crazy. And there are other characters in the game that specifically boost up characters that do damage to do more damage. And Whole Horse is just, he's an incredible character, especially as an SR, which means everybody has a high chance to have this boy on their team. Then we have Mista. Obviously, everybody gets Mista for free. And then when you play a little bit more, you also unlock another Mista for free. So it's pretty crazy. He has S tier single target damage, and he has 1500% attack ult, heavy single target hits. I'm guessing on his ultimate damage. So then he has 2. Oh, so Mista goes crazy. Okay, he has that effect to where he has like 2 other ultimates. Okay, that's pretty cool. So his skill 1 deals damage equal to 140% of attack to the nearest 1 enemy with 2 tiles and moves away from them by 2 tiles. I might actually have to, hold on, I might actually have to pull up Mista and use him on a stage real quick, because I did not know that Mista was that. I just kind of just benched him, to be honest. Do I have? I do. Yeah. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, I have Mista actually leveled up for just in case, because like I said, we all get a copy of him for free. Let's slide over to the iPad real quick. Show. There we go. There it is. So yeah, I have him up. I got him at 2-star right now. So that means that he has this skill right here, and he has this ultimate. And he has two different ultimates. So I probably need to read this from the actual screen. So the direct hit, he fires at the target, dealing damage equal to 1200% of attack. This skill penetrates 6% of the target's defense. That sounds incredible. So when you get him to S1, that's where a lot of his stuff starts to unlock. Oh, Mista might actually be crazy. Okay, how do you get this is enabled? You got to get this at, is it the star up? Okay, so we need more of the stand ability. This is what we need to get the rest of his stuff up and running. This is actually insane. So he can get even stronger as an SR that everybody gets for free. It's truly, truly incredible. Wait, he has two different. That's interesting. Oh, unlocked a new feature. I did not know that was there. Okay, that's pretty dope. Okay, let's go back over here. And then his passive skills. Increase attack and HP by 10%. After remaining stationary for 10 seconds, he gains 1 stack of attack up every 5 seconds. What? If he concentrates, he just gains 1 attack up? I'm gonna have to put Mista back on my team. What the heck? Aim at a target. Critical hits have a 25% chance to penetrate 4% of the target's defense and generate 10 energy. Upon dealing damage, Mista has a 25% chance to inflict in stacks of marked target. In addition, Mista's every 4th attack has its hit rate reduced by 10%. Oh my gosh, Mista is actually crazy, and we all get him for free. We all get a free copy. This is crazy. All right, next role. I believe this is the special role, I believe. Let me double check. This is, yeah, the special role. Okay. Pet Shop, the homie, Mr. Iceman, who is pretty fun to play with. He has support, he has AoE, and he has single target. Very, 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 very fun character. And you have a great chance to get him on your first summon too, because I got Pet Shop on my very first summon on the account that I am showing you guys. So skill 1 is called Frost Realm. Pet Shop freezes an area, dealing damage equal to 200% of attack to all enemies within 2 tiles around the target. For the next 5 seconds, inflicts 1 stack of frostbite on all enemies within the area every 2 seconds. Then he has his ultimate, Icicle Storm. Pet Shop unleashes an Icicle Storm at enemies, dealing damage equal to 800% of attack to all enemies within 5 tiles in a straight line, and freezing all chilling enemies for 2 seconds. Then Pet Shop enters in enhanced state. The next 5 basic attacks deal damage equal to 300% of attack and deal 30% of splash damage to other enemies within 1 tile around the target. Enhanced basic attacks do not generate energy. Pet Shop can store up to 5 enhanced basic attacks. Casting the ultimate again resets the basic attack charge. So you basically just don't even want to do it. All right, now let's look at his passives. Increases max HP and attack by 10%. All skills have a 20% base chance to chill the target. While this character is in battle, all chilling enemies take 6% more damage. Freezing air. Enhanced basic attacks have a 40% chance to inflict 1 stack of frostbite on the target. Splash damage may also trigger this effect. That's crazy. Eye of Horse. So his special attack, regular and enhanced basic attacks deal additional damage equal to 20% of attack to chilled enemies. Splash damage may also trigger this effect. I think I might do some runs with just SR characters, period, just to see how good SR and R characters are versus the SSRs. But Pet Shop is a very, very, very great character in this game. Then we have Kenzo, where now we'll go to our specialists and the lower tiers. So specialists, Dragon's Dream, Kenzo. I will tell you guys that I have never used this character yet. I have no idea what he does. I think, do I have him in my, let's see, do I have him at all? I don't know if I do or don't. I might. The homie Pet Shop, the very first character that I unlocked. Let's go ahead and level him up real quick while I'm thinking about it. Boom, boom. And I can start him up. Can I get him up to 3 stars? I cannot. That's where it stops. Then go ahead and upgrade his stand ability. And then, oh, I can do this too. Nice. So which ability is this? Oh, his ultimate now increases skill damage to 850% attack. Enhanced basic attack damage to 320. And then splash damage ratio to 35%. Oh, I'm going to be using a lot of him. I can boost this up too. Okay. Yep, pet shop will be getting used a whole lot. Wait, let's go to support. Easier, and we do have him. Okay. Yeah. We have the guy. Let's see if he's really that good. Let's check it out. So, he's from Stone Ocean, and his skill is Drowning Hand. Kenzo strikes the target with a hand strike, dealing damage equal to 150% of his attack and having an 80% chance to silence the target for 3 seconds. I don't know exactly what silence does. I don't know if that's a stun or that stops them from doing any special attacks. I have no idea what that actually means. And then we have cooldowns and increased damages down here. Then his ultimate is he locates the target's unlucky spot through his Dragon's Dream guidance, inflicting 5 stacks of block down an unlucky spot. So support, and then single target damage. Solid in PvP, silences the targets, no skills, no ult. Okay, so that's what I thought. Okay, and then he buffs crit rate or crit damage. Interesting. So duration of safety, he increases attack and max HP by 10%. While the character is in battle, he increases all allies' crit chance by 6%. The direction of worst luck, upon casting the ultimate, reduces the target's crit resistant rate by 5%. Then when he has his 5th star thing all the way unlocked, when HP falls below 30%, Kenzo locates his own lucky spot, restoring 10% of max HP per second for 3 seconds. This effect only triggers 1 time per battle. Sounds pretty good. Let's move over to my favorite SR in the game right now, Mr. Tonio Trendy, which honestly is between him and Pet Shop. Pet Shop, and I think there's one more SR character I can't think of that I actually do like a whole lot. Which one of y'all is it? Do I even have the character? I might have to come back to that. But there's like one more SR character that I really personally love. But nonetheless, Tonio Trendy, he heals. That's his only thing. He heals, bro. That's all he's here for. He's healing. I'm gonna read his passives before we even get to his crazy abilities. So his first passive is he increases attack and HP by 10%. While this character is in battle, all allies within 3 tiles receive 10% more HP restoration and shield effect. Pole Jam, upon casting a skill or ultimate, dispels up to 3 debuffs from affected allies. Passive healing effects do not trigger this effect. Then Welcome, upon casting the ultimate, restores 20% energy for all affected allies for 5 seconds. Passive healing effects do not restore his energy. So when he comes out, he heals 1 ally with the lowest HP percentage within 5 tiles for 20% of Tonio's max HP. And then his ultimate is crazy, because after the battle begins, Tonio will cook on the battlefield, and instead of launching his attacks, he immediately starts healing. He heals all allies within 3 tiles for 1% HP of his max HP, which you probably want to put him like close to the front so he can be in range to heal everybody. Per 2 seconds, upon casting the ultimate, Tonio immediately heals all allies within 3 tiles for 30% of his max HP and permanently boosts his passive HP restoration by 50% for the rest of the battle, stacking up 2 times. When Tonio is affected by any strong crowd control effect, his passive HP restoration is disabled for 3 seconds and 3 seconds only. Very, very top tier. Look at this. A+ tier team support, acts as an energy battery for the team, heals the whole team, team shield on every ult. He doesn't hit anybody. He has no cleanse. I mean, that's his only downfall. And now, and last but not least, the only JoJo character that we all get for free, Mr. Giorno Giovanni. I'm probably saying his name wrong, but it's Giorno Giovanni. All right, support. So he has a lot of crazy, look at how much stuff he has going on. Yeah, he has 2 different type of he has the same thing as one of the other characters. Okay, let's go to him over here on the game itself. Let's go over to his ultimate, which does split off. So life creation is the ultimate, and then he has the spread out ultimate over here on the other side too. Okay, so tissue repair. Journal employs the power of his golden wind to heal the ally with the lowest HP percentage within 3 tiles for 35% of Journal's max HP and grants them 2 stacks of healing up. And then his ultimate is Journal heals the ally with the lowest HP percentage within 3 tiles for 50% of his max HP and grants them regeneration. And then when you get I guess his S1 unlocked, Journal strikes the target with his golden wind, injecting excess life energy that causes the target consciousness to go on a rampage, deals damage equal to 1600% of attack, and has a 70% chance to incapacitate the target for 5 seconds. The incapacitated target takes 40% damage. So if you just, which most of us will have, if you have just Journal and all you have is just his skill and his ultimate, you want to run Tonio over him, just straight up. You want to run Tonio. But once you start unlocking more of him, that's where it gets ridiculous. So his first passive skill is life energy detection, increases max HP and attack by 10%, restores 100% energy for all allies at the beginning of each battle, restores 100 energy for all allies upon casting a skill. When you cast a skill, which is literally healing, he restores everybody's energy. Oh my gosh, dude, you need dupes of him so bad. Reflective shield. Upon casting a skill, Journal generates a shield equal to 14% of Journal's max HP for 5 seconds. While the shield is active, the shielded ally gains damage reflection. When the shield is destroyed, damage reflection expires as well. Then golden growth. Journal's ultimate also restores the target ally's energy by 200. If you can get dupes of this guy, this might actually be the only SSR unit you need in this entire game, because you don't really need top tier SSR characters in this game to do a whole lot of stuff. You really don't. Like, they give you so many options in this game to beat certain stages that you really don't even need these characters. And Mr. Cool Man right here, Cujo, dog, you don't need Cujo at all. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You don't need Cujo. There's a lot of other characters that do what he does on a better scale, if you ask me. In my own gameplay, I play with him. There's a lot of other characters that kind of just do what he does, but better. Like, my personal pick over him is Avdol. I love Avdol over Cujo. Obviously Cujo is the better character, whatever, but Magician's Red, dog, he burns everybody. His AoEs are incredible. He is fantastic, but you don't need SS. My whole point is that you don't need SSRs in this game like you do in all the other games. They have well balanced this entire game. So if you enjoy the content, make sure to like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. I have a tier list coming up from this website that we will go over on the next video. I am enjoying my gameplay of the game, and I hope you guys are too. Peace.